Hello, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new episode of The Road to Glory here on FIFA 19 Ultimate Team. This is episode number 61 and we are going to get fully stuck into some weekend league matches today. This footage is from Saturday lunchtime up to Saturday evening, which is pretty much like my main period of playing the weekend league, and I imagine quite a lot of other people as well, although I can also see Sundays being quite a big day for it. Notoriously, people moan about the servers on Saturdays, but I've got to say, all bar one of these games felt absolutely perfect on the servers for me. It just, like, the gameplay just felt good today, which is great. You know, maybe I'm adjusting to this patch or something, but things were feeling quite good. So where I left off with you guys from the last episode, and if you do want to check that out, you can check it out on the card in the top corner. I am 2-1, so literally I lost my very first game, and then we went on to win the next two. So we did like in-depth like highlights of the games, whereas these ones I play so many in a row that I'm just going to literally show you the goals from each of the games, and then you can sort of go along with me and work out my score as I'm going through. So if you do enjoy, guys, do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button. If we can hit 1,203 likes today, that would be awesome. That would be a nice big number, and thank you so much in advance. That is your challenge for today. Get it done. So, please. We get a win in the first one, which is great. So we go 3-1. You know, we go into another game here, and I'm like, damn, that's a really nice team. Trio of very powerful La Liga Real Madrid players, trio of very good Liverpool players, and then he's got like that Depay up front. He's got some French League on with Mbappe and Fekir. Like, really, really nice squad. I scored a kickoff goal against him right at the start, so I was like, all right, well, at least I'm 1-0 up anyway. And then, well, it falls to Matuidi. I couldn't change to the correct player to try and block it, and he does just stick that one in the back of the net after 12 or 13 minutes, and gets his equaliser. Now, Sadio Mane gets through, and that is awful goalkeeping once again from Chesney. Absolutely flapping. I don't know quite what the hell he was doing, but we do get a goal back later on. It took until like early doors in the second half to get one with Nedved right there. A nice solid finish from him. And then look at this, some of these touches are brilliant. I'm basically just constantly flicking it up in the air because it seemed to be able to get past the defenders that way, and I hit like a volley from well, what a goal that was, by the way, from Salah. I hit, yeah, that volley was like on the half volley with finesse still, and it was enough to whip it past the players and get it into the back of the net. So we turned this game around from being 2-1 down to go 4-2 up. He does get a consolation goal, though, with Nabil Fekir. That card looks amazing, by the way. I would love to try it out at some point. But eventually we get enough to win 4-1, and we actually go, not 4-1, we go 4-1. There you go. Yeah, we win 4-2, right? Or 4-3. I can't even remember the scoreline, and I've literally just stopped watching it. Next game we go into is against a false 9 team. A nice looking like hybrid between Premier League and Serie A. He's got the road to the final Milinkovic-Savic as well as Alonso. He had Mertens and Hazard as well. And it took me 27 minutes to go 1-0 up. This is one of the most boring matches of FIFA I've ever played. Not gonna lie. It was basically 60-40 in terms of possession to my opponent. He was very good on the ball and stuff, but I just couldn't, I don't know, I couldn't get the ball off him. And I do find that to be a major problem. If someone is very good at keeping hold of it, for some reason, I'm not got enough pressure going on, even though I play a relatively high pressure game to steal the ball away from him. So the one thing that was good is that with his lackadaisical manner and his like slow build-up play, he wasn't really getting many shots on goal. And it took, like, we literally got into the second half for him to have his first shot on goal, and that was a goal there from Hazard that he scored. But we'd managed to score on the odd little counter-attack and stuff quite a few times to get a nice 4-1 win. So it really isn't all about possession. It's pretty important, but what I would say, I mean, look at that. Yeah, literally he had 5 shots, 0 on target, I guess because his goal went in off the post, right? But so much more possession than me. It doesn't necessarily always matter if you're not going to make anything of it, you know. Next game, solid squad. That defense is terrifying. Ramos and a UCL version of Varane. But I was able to score with a header with Aubameyang, my number 99, after 5 minutes from a corner. And you can see that we've really not got many games left. It may be the very last game for him in this one right here. So we've got to go out with a bang, at least score a goal with him, which is what we've done. We then score with Pavel Nedved, who's actually turned out, is proving to be a very, very solid player. I'm not sure he's as good as Neymar, but I'm enjoying him nonetheless, and I guess people seeing an icon in your team, it kind of strikes fear, right? I don't know. It might not do. It might do the total opposite of that. But Nedved does work his way through to score once again. And we're like 4-0 up in 20-odd minutes in this game. And Nedved gets through to score his hat-trick in 30 minutes. 5-0 up. Now, credit to this guy. I was annoyed by it, but credit to this guy. He's stuck in there. I would have quit at 4-0 or something like that. But this guy obviously wanted his 400 rank points. It's kind of obvious when you're 5-0 down that you're not going to win the match. But he stuck in there, played the whole game, went on like super high, ultra attacking, loads and loads of pressure, and was actually able to score a couple of goals against me. And to be fair, won the second half against me 2-1. But that's not really how it works in terms of the full score, is it? So we end up getting a 6-2 win. Nice and convincing. But we did have to play the full game. So now we have to lose this man. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, player of the month, has run out of contract. 22 goals and 16 assists in 20 games. Most of them being in the weekend league. Maybe a couple in division rivals. But he has been outstanding. I love him on this game. Luckily, I've got 5 games left on this one, which is just exactly the same stats as his regular item. So I can at least put another Aubameyang straight into the team. We get matched up against this. A nice team. He's got a couple of very, very good players in there. Neymar and Mbappe, Red Thomas Partey. He had Red Eric Bailly, and also he had a Paul Pogba in the team too. And he absolutely annihilated me, this guy. And me running down the other end and scoring a header that comes off of his keeper absolutely does not show how this game has gone. And again, me getting through right here. Like I said, I'm just showing you the goals that go in. But the amount of shots he had against me, I think he had like 11 or 12 shots in the first half, and just wasn't able to really do much with it, apart from scoring that absolute banger there with Richarlison to get back in the game. But yeah, this was definitely an opponent which I thought I was going to lose to, and this was actually that only game. You might have seen the little stutter there, where I had little stutter lag every now and again. Not going to, say that as the reason as to why I lost this game, because I will lose this game. He's just gone 3-2 up. He was a fantastic player, way better than me. But how unfortunate is it that we played it through right there, and that's when the referee decided to blow full time. The amount of times that 2 minutes of extra time has led to about 6 minutes against me, and 1 second past that 2 minutes is when the referee decided to blow up today. Unfortunate, because I think I would have scored from that one-on-one. However, you can't be certain, can you? And I deserved to lose that game 100%. He was a much better player than me. So that is our second loss, I believe. I think so. And we're now we're well on the way to a half decent record after going 0-1. But I go 2-0 up against this chap after 9 minutes, and then 17 minutes on the clock. I'm able to go 3-0 up, which is obviously fantastic, and it feels so good when that is when that's the case. 24 minutes on the clock, and he sides me down from behind. He was obviously raging, gets a straight red card for his Immobile, pauses and quits. So nice little 24 minutes to get a win on FUT Champs. Always feels great, and we are up to 7 wins now, and just the 2 losses so far. Next opponent then, we have someone's road to glory, Darty's RTG. He's managed to get 5 FUT Champs players in his starting 11, which is quite impressive. And I go 1-0 up very early on. A lovely touch and a lovely strike from Pavel Nedved after 1 minute, literally from kickoff. And I go 1-0 up. And then he sort of plays it back to his keeper, lets it go in, pauses it, and quits. And I'm like, huh? Thank you. Huh? I didn't understand how or why that happened, but maybe he was just completely lost his head and decided that, he wasn't going to do anything. I don't know, but thank you very much, I guess, for basically quitting super early after I'd scored a goal, and then you scored an own goal, and we get the win, basically, is what, So we're at 10 games, we've got 8 wins, 2 losses. I'm fine with that. That's actually pretty good. And like, you know, we've had better weeks. Last time we went 10-0 or whatever, didn't we? But this, you know, to lose a couple in the first 10 doesn't really bother me whatsoever. We go 1-0 up in this one. Nedved cuts inside with a lovely LB fake shot, whips it past the goalkeeper. I didn't even time it well, but it was obviously accurate enough to fly into the back of the net to put me 2-0 up. Salah then cuts inside, plays it to Bobby, plays it to Nedved, hits another strike off the bar, and how very lucky is that it just falls and drops to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And 45 minutes into this game, the guy decides to quit, and we get our 9th victory. So we are 9-2 right now, and we are aiming to try and get up to 11 wins at the end of this episode. Now, next game, very colourful team. He's got loads of different card designs in there. He's got full player of the month for Aubameyang, Red Robertson, road to the final, who was it, Mkhitaryan, Jonathan Tah, he had that Guilavogui, like a very, very nice team. I go 1-0 up literally from kickoff. I scored a long shot, green timed like power shot with Fabinho, which is not, I don't normally shoot with Fabinho, but it worked out for us very, very well. And that gave me a little bit of false hope because this guy was actually very, very good at the game. I, once again, pretty sure I had like 40% possession against this guy. I think it was 60-40 in his favour. I go 2-1 down. I felt very, very hard done by when that goal went in for him. We score a nice one to get it back to 2-2 after 73 minutes. But the way it bounced back to Aubameyang, but then again, we've had so much luck in our games that you can't really complain when something goes against you every now and again. But after 85 minutes, his substitute UCL Rashford was able to put this game to bed, giving him a 3-2 win, and as you can see, fully deserved as well. And we are now, what, 9-3? So, yeah, lost a couple there in the last few, which is a little bit frustrating. But I really did want to get up to 11 wins. So we carried on, and I match up against 92 De Bruyne, 91 Prime Socrates as well, which is the first time I'll ever be playing against him since the capture event, I guess, where we had access to all of the players. Yeah, we go 1-0 up with a Nedved low-driven shot. The amount of times I try low-drivens, and they always go wide. I don't know why I keep trying them. But after 27 minutes, he was able to equalise, getting a header at the near post with Socrates. The doctor prescribing his team a goal. And, well, what can you do, really? He's massive and he was a near post and I didn't mark it well enough. So, of course, I'm going to concede. And then I get gifted, literally gifted a goal with Salah, and I stuck it in the back of the net. But look at the turn from Nedved. The touches, the La Croqueta, the whip behind that. Absolutely sublime finish from the Czech icon. It's moments like that where I absolutely love him. He's been so good in those scenarios. Socrates does get another goal back from my opponent, a really nice whipped goal into the back of the net, but I'm able to hold this one out and get our 10th win on the board, so we are now 10-3. One win to go then, to push up towards Silver 1, which would guarantee us those 2,000 Weekend League points, and only be 3 games away after that to securing Gold 3. So next game then, we come up against a side which you don't often see, just like a full gold team at this point, but when I really looked into it, I was like, you know what, that team actually looks very solid. There were some incredibly good players there, but I did the defence with my Nedved, and my icon decided to score a lovely green timed finesse goal, and then I score a pretty dodgy looking goal with Salah after 34 minutes, but hey, you know, sometimes that is just the way it goes. And then I get another opportunity to score with him in the 69th minute, and he does take that up very nicely. At that point, my opponent decides that he's had enough, and we've had quite a lot of rage quits, guys, haven't we? We've actually had a fair few, and we are now at 11 wins, so we have got there in 14 matches, you know, 11-3 in our 14 matches so far. I'm actually pretty fine with, especially considering we went 0-1. By the way, had to bring Hazard in for the last couple of games up front, because Aubameyang is out. I could, of course, just bring regular Son in at some point, but whilst I have a few game loans left, I'm just going to get rid of them and stuff, and someone like Hazard, Odegaard, of course, is a very, very solid player. So happy to bring him in and test him out alongside Aubameyang and stuff like that. But guys, that is going to wrap things up for today's episode. We played an absolute mammoth, like 12 or 13 games or something. No, if we played 14, we played 11 games in today's episode, which is quite a chunk of the weekend league. We've managed to get a nice, respectable score. Hopefully, I can push on tomorrow and actually get some decent wins to push up to gold 3. We'll see how many games I've got left after that. Might be able to push up towards gold 2 or gold 1. Who knows? But guys, thank you so much for watching. Smash a thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to sub if you're new. Have a lovely day. I will catch you next time. Peace.